everyone, a warm welcome to you all. Hey, thank you for joining me. Taurus, this is your reading for March 21, so welcome. Time to sit back and see what messages arrive for you guys. So I think you'll all understand that as we moved out of 20 and into 21, we are still running along with the gambit of really intense planetary alignments, and a lot of them are the outer planets that are making the big bold statements for the year. And when they do that, the changes are quite profound because the outer planets take so long to transverse through their cycle of the sun. So when it's their energy time, it's really powerful. We have a Saturn Uranus square on February the 17th, which is technically tomorrow in my terms. I'm doing this reading on February the 16th, and while this is your March reading, some of you will listen to it at the minute it's uploaded type thing, and you will actually pick up the vibrations of this energy, and it will have relevance and introspection from that point in time. But as we move into the first Uranus-Saturn square for the year, and there are 3 of them, so there's this February the 17th, June the 14th and December the 24th. They're powerful rear alignments, and they're bound to create what I could say would be game-changing points during the year. Now they often have to do with Saturn represents authority figures, rules, boundaries, traditional establishments, and it's the planet of karma. And Uranus represents motivation, freedom, change, and escaping from our comfort zone. Uranus is also the planetary ruler for Aquarius. So anyone who has Aquarius rising or Aquarius energies quite strong in their charts, or Aquarians in their homes, may feel the intensity of this year. It's also because we're moving slowly into the age of Aquarius that Aquarian type energy and thought paradigm will also be affecting us, enabling us to understand the need for change at this point in time. Now remember, we came here to experience these times for whatever reason our soul particularly chose. They are difficult times to go through intense change, but there's nothing more certain than that there is no future in the past, in terms of we can't go backwards. We are always moving forward in the process of evolution, both at the personal perspective, the interpersonal, the cosmic and the galactical perspectives of life. So be prepared for 21 to be fairly intense, to be full of change, purpose of direction, new ideas that will bubble forth for yourself as an individual, and also collectively within your own community and group that you associate with. When we get the squares, they can form tensions between both of these energies. So Saturn will want to control and Uranus will want to go with the flow. So you can see that this gives a total juxtaposition, like a pulling and an ebbing type feeling. So you might even experience that during the month, especially the 3 months that the squares are really prevalent in. This, like, oh my god, do I want to go and break free, or do I want to come back and be under control? Do I want to control someone else, or do I want to let them be free? So I think a lot of us will experience this during the year. Now before we start your reading, and predominantly we will be using these 3 decks of cards, I did some intuitive work for you, and this is what came to mind. You sleep, and I don't know why for you guys, but sleep is on your mind. Maybe it is on your mind. Maybe some of you are suffering from insomnia, or have troubles or issues with sleep, or you haven't had restful sleep lately. There's a lot of reasons why, and everyone it can be a little bit different, but certainly with the last year and the big issues of the whole the virus thing, it has created a bit more anxiety and tension for a lot of people at various different levels, whether it was personal or related to career or business, related to your health or relationships, or not being able to travel, being locked down, feeling restricted. And these things can play a role in the background of your mind and your energy field, and these are the sorts of things that can create sleep issues. Lack of relaxation, or lack of release, or lack of feeling safe or secure or free even. So the other messages that came were to rest, to listen. So something that you have to listen to, whether it's your inner voice speaking or whether it's advice from someone else. Also to recharge your batteries, and I've got here hibernate. I'm not sure what that means. Does to you, does hibernate mean anything? Does it mean taking time out? Does it mean backing off from something? Does it mean shutting something down or coming into slow things down, whether that's slow your mind or slow your body or slow a situation that's going on around you? Take control of it somehow. You can utilize the essential oil bergamot or the flower essence bergamot to help clear insomnia. And the other question was, I said, why can't you sleep? So some of these other reasons that might be keeping you from sleeping, if you have insomnia or if you're having really intense dreams that are bothering you, look into changing some habits or look into changing your room. Make it cooler if it's too hot, and if it's too cold, make it warmer. Pretty obvious things. You can use bergamot for emotional balance and joint issues and muscle cramps as well, and it's also good for chest infections and bronchitis in case any of you are suffering from those type of inflictions. And then I've said, is there something you actually want to get off your chest? Because I'm feeling as though some of you have got this tightness or restriction in your chest area. And I don't know if that's like a heart issue or a lung issue, or is it an emotional thing that you're feeling tension or anxiety about a situation or a relationship. This could be coming up from the past, like rebubbling, and it could even involve this whole karmic issue, which has to do with the Saturn planetary alignments, which can do with past life issues as well. But the key thing here was to communicate whatever it is that you want to get off your chest. So somehow structure it into either words like verbal or writing it down, or send communication. So these three different decks of cards, this is a full tarot. This is the Chakra Wisdom Tarot deck. This is a Doreen Virtue Fairies and Pixies, I think, deck, which is quite a fun, light deck to work with. And this is another chakra deck. So we're looking at the chakra convolutions that go with the energy field, because they're not so much the physical, you can't see them on your body, but they're the emotional and spiritual energetic fields that flow through our vibrational field, through our electric being. And when they're not in harmony, they can sometimes cause perturbations or dis-ease or disharmony. So we'll introduce the chakra energies as well into the reading. Let's start with this deck of cards and see what's up for Taurus for March of 21. What would you like them most to know, see, feel into? Okay. The Hierophant, I'm not sure if I turned it around or if it was upside down. Let's have a look at this here, the camera. The Hierophant is often about doing things in a very structured way. And of course, we've just talked about this at the beginning of the reading, saying that we were going to get this push-pull feeling during the year about wanting to break free from tradition and break free from rules. And technically, when the Hierophant is up the right way, it actually suits you guys quite well, because it's really that grounded authority type approach, which you guys are very good at. All of you earth signs are. So when the Hierophant comes out reversed, it's almost as if to say you are thinking of bucking the trends or not following protocol or wanting some freedom from something that may have restricted you. And that comes back to that whole feeling I said before about this tightness in the chest, as if you're being stifled one way or another, or as if something isn't flowing freely for you. It's like you want to break free from something. And I definitely think with the Hierophant upside down, there is something you want to break free from. Now, this is a general reading, so you'll have to figure out yourself whether this is breaking free from a belief system, is it breaking free from a constriction within a relationship status, or is it something you're breaking free from restrictions in a career or a business or an association, or even within your own country where you live, whether something has been feeling like it's an untruth or it's not holding right for you anymore, or something that you followed in. There's a lot of different meanings that this can take, but the Hierophant is quite often about structured rule following, big corporations, sometimes government institutions, it is often the card of the seer, the seeker. He seeks sort of like alchemic wisdom or knowledge. If you look at the card in its upright position and you see this third eye up here fully illuminated and aware and understanding of the messages that are coming in. So he is sort of like an enlightened being around philosophical or spiritual messages that can be attained as well. So is there something about this that you are confronting in your life, that you are pondering, what is the meaning of it? Am I fully aware? Am I awake? For some of you, it could literally mean that there is a block in your perception of your understanding of the esoteric, or your connection to it, or your growth to it. It might be that some of you are not listening to your inner voice. You're not listening to the psychic self or the messages that come synchronistically or through the cosmic airwaves. So this might mean that for some of you, you need to unblock this chakra area, which is the third eye, but also the crown chakra, which is where we receive the wisdom. So if you've been feeling like flat or lacking innovation or lacking motivation, it might be because this part of your body wasn't open enough to receiving new ideas, concepts, thoughts, creativity, power and passion. So by reversing the card and fully integrating into the power and energy of it, this could help you guys to rev up. But in fact, that was your first message, wasn't it? It was about sleeping and resting and listening. So there really is something here for a lot of you about the fact that you either are doing this sleep or taking time out or recalculating or recalibrating something in your life, or that you need to do that. So we'll put that one down there and we'll see what this one is. The King of Swords. It might even involve an air sign person. So the King of Swords can be an air sign person that could represent the need also for concentration of the mind, because the Swords cards are always about the mind, about our thoughts, about our interpretations, about our energies and communication. Sometimes it's written communication. So this could be clarifying something. Now, I think I said that to you guys as well. It's about communicating it if you want to get it off your chest. And these messages seem to be duplicating the messages that I got for you beforehand. I also see in this card the two dogs down here. So sometimes pets may be playing a role in a quotient or a part of your life. Now, interestingly enough, I did just have to stop the reading because Ella, my cat, came to the window and tapped on it to get in, and she looked a bit funny really. She doesn't usually come in for readings, so there might be something in this for you and in the situation around you, or your thoughts, or situations that are going on that involve your pets one way or another. Could be dogs, could be cats, could be also spirit guides that are coming in to be there to guide you, or to help awaken you, or to show awareness of some type as well. This King of Swords could be a person, because the Swords cards often are. Now those first two colours represent the third eye and the crown chakra, so you're still up in this area of this perspective of intuitive or psychic awareness, or connecting with the ethers or the cosmos, or the answers that come to you through a bigger paradigm or a bigger picture, a bigger awareness than ourselves. So again, I'm getting the feeling that this could still affect you guys for quite a lot of the decision making or the events that are taking place for you in and around March. Let me move these out of the way because they're taking up my space. Let's see what else is here for Taurus for March 21. And the other thing was too, I was going to do these readings in order of the month, which means Aries should have come after the Pisces reading, but for some reason you guys jumped in, and I thought to myself, I should probably correct that. And then I went, no, they really want to get this reading, that the message wants to come out and be heard. So that's why I thought I would do you guys now. The Nine of Coins is very much your card. This is an earth sign energy card, and this is the voluptuousness of life. This is feeling grounded, feeling secure, feeling strong, energized, creative. It's about socializing and sometimes holding events having people around, being a wonderful host or hostess, engaging in social events that create happiness and feelings of peace and calm for other people as well. But it's also to do with positivity of cycles around your financial aspect in life, so it's a great card to get. Do you see how much lighter it is in energy flow than these two back here, which are much more somber and much deeper in terms of the color palette? This one has a lot more energy that it's giving off. It's connected to the sacral chakra area of the body, just up from the base chakra, and this is where we get our creative ideas and passion, our seat of creativity, inspiration. It's an area of life that can fuel ideas and concepts and manifestation as well. So it can also be associated with our career perspectives in life. So some of you may find satisfaction or some sort of attainment within a career realm. It might be that your careers are safe at this time, or that you are receiving some form of financial stability, or even maybe a slight reward of some sort as well. So let's carry on and see what else is coming for Taurus for March. The Six of Wands. This is another beautiful card, even though again we're in this realm of the intuitive, the third eye, the crown chakra. But again, this is where we gain insight into who we are, what we're made of. Six of Wands really is the victory card. This is the card that denotes success of some sort. It is a great card of cyclical acknowledgement, or feeling accomplished, or feeling as though we've reached this pivotal point where we've gained insight or awareness, or we are achieving something along our road, our journey. This can often be at times when we see a success coming in, such as an examination that we've just passed, or the end of a university degree, or the end of schooling, or even the end of a period where we've been in a career and we move on to another one. But we are attaining some sort of success and jubilation around this energy field. It's also known as the victory card, so victory and success. Now, given that it's a Wands card, it can often also be associated with career. It seems as though it's coming in quite nicely with this financial card next door to it, but it also seems to be tied in somehow to this Hierophant over here, which was seemingly about either breaking free or rethinking strategies or changing something out. So could it be that some of you are coming through a cycle where you are wanting to change into another perspective of a career, or opening up to something new, or becoming more aware of what is available to you through the power of concentration or expansion or communication? So somehow I feel that they are all telling a bit of a story. In fact, that the colour palette is so similar with those three. Let's see what else is coming for Taurus and see if we have any more stories to be told with this particular deck. The Two of Coins, another of the good coin cards, and the Devil card. So if you look at the colour palette that you've received from this particular deck, we've got mainly the third eye and the crown chakra, and then we've got the sacral chakra energy here, which is the creative, the passionate side, and it is often associated with our careers. It's also associated with at the lower part of the body, sort of through this area here, through the groin area. It's the sex center for females and males as well. So if there is a problem in this capacity of your body or your spiritual aspect, because you've got three of those particular cards, it could be that some of you, as we said from that first one that turned up, the reversed Hierophant, it could be that some of you are feeling stuck or a bit deflated or a bit blah, a bit flat for some reason. And if you haven't been feeling inspired or inspirational or creative, it's showing itself in these cards. It's showing that there may need to be an opening or something moved in those parts of the body to allow more energy in, more flow, more passion. Maybe it is because some of you have been hibernating, or you've felt maybe even unwell. Some of you may have had a chest infection or a lung infection, or you've been feeling down or depressed or a bit flat because of the events that might have taken place over the last year. Others of you might be fully invigorating these areas of the body, and they might be even over amplified, because that can be another perspective of how these cards can be read. So if there is too much passion and creativity and activity going on in your life, it could be that these ones here are playing too much of a major role. And the Devil card often represents that type of message or energy. It can say to us that we are in a place of sometimes overzealousness. We can be in a phase of addiction, or we can be in a phase of detachment from a certain aspect of life, like we're paying too much attention to one area. It could be too much attention to your career or to work or to money, and you could be becoming addicted to those type of aspects in life and not be paying enough attention to the more spiritual realm, or the more esoteric, or not mental perspective, but I guess spiritual perspective. And it may be that they need balancing between them, because you've got 3 of this one and 3 of these. The Devil card, I think, could be the big messenger in here, because you've got the Devil as your major arcana and the Hierophant up here reversed as your major arcana. So it's almost as if there's something pulling at both ends of you, as if you're not melding in the middle quite right. Are you missing something? Are you looking for something else? Are you disengaged or disenfranchised somewhere along an aspect of life? The Devil can sometimes turn up as well when we are in a situation where we're being compromised, or when we are being told by someone else what to do, so like being bossed around. And this can sometimes turn up in relationships, when you are in an unhealthy relationship where someone is abusing you, or abusing your freedom, or abusing your right to your opinions, or how you want to be, or how you want to operate yourself in life. So sometimes this is a card that suggests it's time to rebalance things, or to make changes in personal areas of life, especially about balance, bringing balance back into situations. So balance in your own viewpoints, balance in your energy field, balance in your physical perspectives of life, about work-life balance, also relationship balance. If there is 1 or 2 or 3 relationships that are creating a slight negative flux, then they may need addressing, and it may be time to seek counselling, because quite often this is a good time to get external counselling advice, or to seek to see things from a different perspective, and to open up to other thoughts or energies or intelligence that comes in to help realign things and put them into a healthier or smoother or more energetic pathway for you. The 2 of Coins can often represent the need for balance as well, interestingly enough. And sometimes it means that money can come and go in a month. So sometimes you might get big inflow of money, and then it might flow out again. It's often a card that talks about keeping a little bit back for reserves, and sometimes unexpected bills turning up. It can also mean travel, because we see in the back of this card there's a ship here. So sometimes travel by sea. Some of you might be going on a holiday. That could be the case when that card comes out. It can also mean a job application and going for an interview, and sometimes even being offered the job, or being very close to being considered for it. So that might be on your minds as well. A lot of this could be associated with career aspects. Now, one thing I'm going to do for you, I'm going to read from the book that this Tori Hartman has written, and I'll read from the book for the 2 major arcana cards, the Hierophant and the Devil, and we'll see what words and messages she gives, because she gives a little bit of insight and meditation for each of the cards. So number 5, the Hierophant, she always refers to the whole deck as being driven by the very first tarot card, which of course is the Fool. And so every aspect of every other card is in alignment to the Fool's journey. So when I read the words to you, she often associates with the journey that the Fool travels. So here we are. This is the 6th chakra message, the third eye. The Hierophant connects the Fool to the 6th sense of her 6th chakra. This is a window into her psychic ability. His teachings of intuitive trust will carry her forward in uncertain times. In this 6th chakra, he must teach her to see darkness and light, and she will draw on these mystical lessons in the days ahead. The indication of this card is the power of meeting a true spiritual mentor creates synchronicity and opens the path to walk alongside them and learn until you no longer need to. When it is time to become your own intuitive guide, you will know. Some of the key words are intuition, clairvoyance, spiritual guidance, ritual, hierarchy, knowledge, and counselor. The meditation you can use for the card is, can you recall the first time you experienced a powerful life lesson from someone outside your family of origin? This is the true power of the Hierophant, the teacher who brings your world to life. Search your memories and explore what comes to you. Who do you see? So the next card that we will look at is the Devil for you. We will see what messages she has from that card. Here is a chakra indication that the message being sent may not be the one being received. Knowing what our shadow is, there is really no need to fear this card. There is no harm in making a choice that may be questionable, as long as you course correct as soon as it hits your awareness. The time to look at your motives is now. And the indication is the hidden forces within us do not define us. While it may feel that options are limited right now, what if they're not? The key words are lower vibration, competitiveness, jealousy, self-deception, violence, cheating, and shortcut. The meditation is, if you betray yourself, who can you blame? Ultimately, doing the will of another against your own instinct is the crossroads faced here. Have you ever trusted someone you knew was untrustworthy simply because you wanted the dream they offered? As you journal, write with compassion about the you who had that dream. What can you do to keep it alive now? So there's a lot of background information in that card, the Devil, and it talks about your own choices that you make that you may need to backtrack on or to realign with, and we talked about that with the Two of Coins. So there's something in here for you guys about realigning to your heart's truth, or to a truth that you know is in the background, and it may be that you have followed someone or something that perhaps originally you knew might take you down the wrong road, or you haven't been true to yourself and you haven't stood up to be who you want to be because it might have offended someone, or it might have not seemed the right thing at the time. And this is where we talked about at the beginning when I said there is so much change coming, and especially last year and this year, there's no escape anymore from the reality of where we're headed for the future. There just plain and simple isn't. It's about facing up to our realities and facing up to who we are and what we want, and our expectations, what we're prepared to accept and what we're prepared to give. So a lot of these cards in your reading make a lot of sense when we go back and talk about that, because there are cards in here about bringing in the balance, seeing yourself and listening to yourself and opening up to the messages within, taking responsibility with the King of Swords, and communicating and feeling the power of the successes that are there for you, but bringing balance back in and honouring the true self. So with that, we will put those ones to the side and have a quick look at these pixie cards and see what they will deliver. A little more light-hearted, I feel. This is for Taurus for March. Children, your connection with children is part of your life's purpose. That'll be a personal message for whichever message is meaning to you. For some of you, there will be children that you spend a lot of time with. Some of you may be teachers to children. And remember, children go all the way up to young adults in real terms as well. This can be about your inner child and freeing that inner child, bringing balance back into the inner child aspects and perspectives of life. And the assertiveness card is stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to, is just really, really committing and connecting to the message that we have just spoken about quite in depth with the Devil card. The children card could also be about children in your life that are needing more attention at this point in time, perhaps new children coming in, so pregnancies, birth of babies, families that blend together, so blended families. It might also be to do with bringing balance into a child's life if a child is having discord or disharmony, if there is a child around that is having emotional disturbances because of the pressures that everyone's been under for the last year as well. So again, it could be a whole bunch of different meanings for you personally, however this is reacting or relating to you. So even though I said these were a little more light-hearted normally, they have taken on quite an intense message as well. They're being quite firm with you guys, Taurus. But you're very capable of taking a stern reading. Just one more here. Marriage. The fairies join you in celebrating wedded bliss. So for some of you, a wedding could be on the cups, on the books. It could be a wedding you attend. It can be a wedding anniversary. It could be a proposal of marriage. Any of those types of energies of marriage, of love, of connection, of commitment, of honouring, of respect, of positivity, of harmony and balance. That's also what we were talking about in deference back again to the Devil, and saying that to bring those types of energies back into relationships that may have been out of balance or might no longer be in that harmony field. And the realm of marriage, when we marry someone for love and respect and harmony and bonding and togetherness and balance, those are the types of energies that cancel out the negatives of the Devil in essence. So again, we could be going deeper with these cards and pulling them back to the main messages that were already sent to you earlier in the reading. But if not, then yes, that's a lovely, light, positive, love-filled, harmony, balance gifted card, and often from the energies of marriage. And remember, it doesn't have to be marriage, it can be living together or partnering or co-partnering. We often have the side energy of the procreation of children, or bringing children into the bond of a marriage to teach and nurture them as well. Okay, moving on into this final deck, which is the Chakra Deck, the base chakra. It's kind of where the Devil card was sitting in that, almost in that energy. This is about grounding, feeling grounded, safe, stable. It's your energy. You are the earth sign energy, and this is the very first card of the deck as well. So really energizing that base chakra, and it's all about finances, home, security, family, soul tribe, money, job, fear and flight, and feeling safe and stable in one's home. What else do we have here for Taurus? The gut instincts, intuition, knowing, sensing and trust. So we come back to the full circle of the Hierophant in the very first instant. So you're being deployed or being asked to really open to this energy of your intuitive being and awareness, and to bring balance and harmony into that part of the body. This one is from the solar plexus, the gut instinct, and listening to that, and also regaining strength around that part of us, especially if for some reason we had allowed imbalance to occur or lack of strength, whether it had been diminished by someone else or whether we had harmed and self-diminished our own worthiness and strength due to lack of positivity or lack of self-awareness or lack of self-strength. So all of these energies here, these two in particular that have come in, are talking to you about regaining your Taurian energy strength in your field and reverberating that energy out to utilize it to help to heal and to help to shift issues, to regain strength and to move forward in positivity, and to be able to find the decisions, the intuitiveness, the knowledge and the awareness to make your decisions out of March and into the rest of 21, because these are the times, as I said in the beginning, of immense change, of immense power that's coming in, and immense propensity to manifest your dreams, to have reality changed, to have how you feel about things changed up, shifted out, belief systems. The whole thing is so vast that it's really hard to tap it into and to be able to talk about it at full scale because of the depth and breadth of where we're headed and what's going to be the final outcome. It really is very, very magical, I think, in terms of life has never been more amazing and more free and ready to shape and ready to change. You know, there aren't many restrictions at the moment in terms of the magic that could come forth and the way we can shape the future of our own personal destinies, of ourself, of our future, of our soul's journey, of the planet, of humanity, of everything. So there you are, Taurians, a very deep reading for you with lots of powerful messages, with lots of things to contemplate, with lots to think about, and with lots to action as well. Remember to check your moon and rising signs, and yeah, basically have a great month of March coming up and get your Taurian powerhouse charged back up and ready to rock and roll for the rest of the year. Much love, everyone. Namaste.